Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back again with another live stream video. I don't even know where to start with today's video. It's not just the frustration of the news that broke out this morning while I was half asleep. It's more the fact that Arsenal haven't addressed key issues in the squad itself as things stand. And we still have yet to sell a player for some value without being a contract termination or without a dry loan deal. So, I mean we've like I can't believe fucking Tottenham are interested in Ebriche Eze. And it's not just, lighthearted interest or whatever. I said yesterday Arsenal were interested in Eze and that we shouldn't let him go to our rivals, our direct rivals, Tottenham Hotspur, under Thomas Frank, mind you. Hi, Mr. Tom, and hi, Abu. He says, rip former Arsenal owner, Chairman Richard Carr. Yeah, I did see that today. We'll start the stream with that. Rest in peace to Richard Carr. I did see Arsenal post for him, so may his soul rest in peace to the former Arsenal chairman. That was some of the news today. Former Arsenal director and board member Richard Carr has passed away. My thoughts goes out to him, his family, and his loved ones. Rest in peace, Richard Carr. Hi, Malia. Hi, Joe. Guys, Mr. Tom, big up to you. Thank you for joining 2 days in a row. Listen, I need to know when your next wrestling stream is. No pressure, but I would like to be there. I would like to be there. So if I have something going on, you best believe I'm canceling my plans or I'm telling them I'm unavailable because no one does wrestling better than Mr. Tom's channel. Anyway, I don't even know where to start. 7 a.m. for me, probably like afternoon in the UK. I'm still, 2 a.m. I was up. I'm still chilling, thinking, nothing's really happening for Arsenal right now other than outgoings. And I'm thinking, okay, we're just focused on outgoings. We probably told Eze to wait. But I did tell you guys yesterday that there was news that Tottenham and Eze's camp did have a meeting yesterday. We didn't know the substance of the meeting or how well it went. And then today I get spammed with, oh, Melina, you said Eze is coming to Arsenal. Oh, Melina, what's happening to Eze? And then I see a stab to my heart from Fabrizio Romano. And basically, I'm looking for the tweet today. And then it's just getting worse with the Rodrigo situation. Because, as I said yesterday, Rodrigo looks like he's bound to go to Man City. They are making space in their squad, getting rid of Savinho on a permanent deal and Grealish on a loan move to Everton. Okay, so the news that broke out earlier today, this was at 4 a.m. my time, by the way. Oh, Ian, big up to you. Thank you for watching my stream on replay yesterday. I'm very sorry. I should have told you before I went live, but I'm glad you joined today while I'm live. Appreciate all of you tuned in. I'm not even cueing the intro right now because I'm just getting straight to the point. This is the tweet that I saw first things first. And I mean, I was telling you guys, how can we do a man dirty twice? Like we dismissed him from our academy because things didn't work out. He wasn't really good enough. And he said himself in an interview, it was really hurtful for him when he was dismissed from the academy. And he's developed into the player that he is now. More so the creative depth that we need in this team, regardless of the release clause or an actual negotiation to buy the player on like a separate from the release clause. This was the tweet I woke up to this morning. Tottenham keep working on both Savinho and Eze deals as exclusively revealed. Spurs want to add 2 attacking players to the squad and talks with Palace and City are ongoing. So first things first, yesterday, and can I just say the whole world and their nans knew that Maddison was out for a long-term injury, and Arsenal knew that Tottenham would jump on this. Yes, Tottenham got Savinho. They missed out on Morgan Gibbs-White. Yesterday itself, I said, I don't think Tottenham will just stop at Savinho. I think, long before Abu, I texted you and I said, I can see Tottenham going for Eze. And you even told me that Tottenham had previously tried for Eze in the past, but he had his heart and mind only set on Arsenal. Whether Arsenal conveyed more than on the surface level talks with the players' camp is one that's up in the air right now. Nobody, no ITKs, even Hand of Ozil or Hand of Arsenal hasn't really said anything about Arsenal's meeting with Eze's camp, whether anything was done other than surface layer conversations before we could have activated his release clause, yet we failed to do so, which is so typical, same old Arsenal here. If we really wanted to activate this guy's release clause for 68 million, we would have already done it before we had the Emirates Cup, before we had the preseason friendlies that happened. We would have already had him in the squad, at least training with the squad. Even if he wasn't on the tour, he would have been training separately or whatever it may have been. Sure, you can say he wanted to play in the Community Shield, and they've now won the Community Shield. Then I thought, okay, maybe Eze might stay at Palace. But with Palace being made an example of by UEFA, they're now officially demoted to the Conference League, which I do think they are likely to win. With the squad that Palace have, they still have a much better squad compared to Brentford. No disrespect to Brentford, but I can still see Palace getting through in the Conference League. But I do think that Eze wants Champions League football, and it was already expressed by Fabrizio Romano that Eze wanted Champions League football, which Arsenal have, mind you. Now, I don't know what it is with Tottenham and why players are choosing to go to Tottenham. This is their first season in Champions League with a new manager under Thomas Frank. They've made some good signings in Mohamed Kudus, you can argue. And, you know, they've sold some players. We have yet to sell some players. I think Harry Winks is going to Brentford if I'm not mistaken, because I have seen the links. This is another tweet I saw. Ebriche Eze keen on Tottenham move, as Palace are informed of his desire to play Champions League football, as if Arsenal are not in the Champions League, right? A deal now depends on club talks, but Spurs are seriously working on it. And I told you guys yesterday, this deal is likely to be accelerated by Tottenham because the urgency of needing a replacement for James Maddison, who's been out, you know, for an extended period of time. He might be out for the whole season with recovery because it is an ACL-related injury. And then I saw this tweet. Understand Tottenham are also back in talks for Eze in separate deal from Savinho. So two of those deals are being exclusive to each other. Spurs are trying again for Eze while they still work on wrapping up the Savinho deal, following by Maddison and Son now at LAFC. Eze keen, but deal depends on Palace as the release clause has expired. So some journalists today, I did see it in the Arsenal ladies group chat that we have. Some people were saying, you know, the release clause expiring 2 weeks ago is not accurate. However, Fabrizio Romano, as I just showed you guys on screen, already disproved that, saying, no, it's true. The release clause is expired. I don't know what it is with, you know, people. Enwy, you're saying he's a guaranteed starter at Tottenham. It makes sense for him. I think he's a guaranteed starter in this Arsenal team. He can play in the midfield. He can bring the creative depth in the midfield, but also on that left wing side. Plus, we're looking at getting rid of Trossard. I mean, an upgrade on Martinelli. I'm not being disrespectful of Martinelli at all, but it is the facts. Eze has shown so much more creative depth that he offers than Martinelli on that left-hand side wing. Now, if we were to play him in midfield, I also think that adds to our strengths. We need someone to give creative service to our striker, regardless of what striker we have up front. And that's a consistent issue that Arsenal's had season after season, and yet we still haven't addressed the creative winger issue. You know, whether it's Thomas Frank remaining coy on Eze, but Tottenham have officially, you know, trying harder and showing genuine interest, and not just interest, but making the efforts to get the player, while Arsenal are here twiddling their thumbs. And, you know, clearly it shows that we're not as interested as the rumors may have came of Arsenal showing interest in Rafael Leao, all these paper talks on left winger. But and even Rodrigo early on in the window, if he was to leave Real Madrid in that sense, it would be 100 million euros. Excess, give or take, 100 million euros is what Real Madrid are looking for. And I also think with regards to the Rodrigo situation, just like I said earlier in this stream, that it's looking very likely that he would go to Manchester City. And, you know, I don't know what to think of this situation. It's quite frustrating. I know he's not a natural left wing, but he would but some of the players we have now, we play in versatile positions. Arteta loves players who offer versatility to this team. Hi, JPT. He says this must be a different timeline because Spurs do not move like this in transfers. I mean, Tottenham get Champions League football, they win a European Cup, and all of a sudden they're making good moves. I'm not even going to say it's the price tag of Eberechi Eze, but it's more the fact that we are not taking the opportunity that's available. You could say it's a market opportunity, and we know what Eze brings to this team if he was to come, yet we haven't even done negotiations. I remember before we wanted to offer Josh Nichols to Crystal Palace. Keep in mind, because they've been demoted to the Conference League, they would need a bigger squad. And we've done successful business negotiations with them before. Perhaps they rejected Josh Nichols on a player plus cash swap deal. And then we even tried to offer Reece Nelson to there, which currently I'm seeing Reece Nelson is being linked on a dry loan yet again to Fulham without any obligation or option to buy. We can't even get 20 million for Reece Nelson. It's such a shame with how his career has digressed. Hi, Joe. He says, typical Arsenal. Typical always signing a two or short for a trophy. Yeah, I mean, the creative winger was definitely on top of my list. Hi, Everest. He says, big up Melina and chat here from Sunshine's chat. Big up to Sunshine. I did watch her predictions show the other day with Prime on there. It was a good stream. I hope to do some collabs with her this season. She's very good energy, good peoples. Check out Sunshine's channel. She's a Manchester United fan, but she knows her football, and she's very knowledgeable outside of sports too. Enwy says Palace is probably done with us after the Eddie Nketiah deal. I did see that report, Abu. It was reported today that Nelson refused a permanent move and wants a dry loan. I did see that. So it will just be solely a dry loan to Fulham. He will still stay in London, even though Palace is also in London, just South London. But I did see the reports that it's very likely to be a dry loan as per the player's preference. Big up, Lewis. How are you doing, man? Hope you're well. Looks like you're about to sign Savinho, man. I mean, City are just adding to their depth and their squad, strengthening their squad as things stand. You guys did most of your business early on in the transfer window because of the Club World Cup that you played in. And I believe Rodri had an injury setback in the Club World Cup, so he's not going to be available until mid-September or so. I think they'll do further assessments on him to check, whether he's recovering well. But as per the Club World Cup, he did get injured in one of those games, which created an injury setback. I think Man City have done good business this window. I'm not saying Arsenal have done horrendous business, but some of the key areas we needed to address, I still feel we could have really used another creative midfielder. But I'm hoping that the Odegaard situation, we get the best out of all of our players that we have. And Odegaard this season, we see him shining like what we know him to be. Last season, I do think it's not just Odegaard, but a lot of our senior players didn't really have a lot of goal contributions. We weren't really creating enough for our striker, whether it was Havertz or Mikel Merino up front. There were creative issues. If we're not scoring from set pieces, we weren't scoring at all. And it wasn't just league games at home. It was league games away from home. It was in the Champions League. We struggled to break down a low block team. Sure, you can say we love scoring on set pieces, but that's not all it is to football, right? So I do think there's still some areas we need to address. I'm disappointed that we're likely not going to sign Eberechi Eze. I still don't know whether Arsenal are going to wrap up interest. Could this have been, put forward by Eze's agent to say, Arsenal, what are you doing? Like, this could be something like media driven, perhaps by Eze's camp, saying, I only want Arsenal. Whether the player agrees personal terms or not doesn't really mean a whole big of a deal. It's more so the wages and structure. Can Arsenal offer higher wages or better add-on incentives to this deal? And it's a matter of what North London club Eberechi Eze will end up. Definitely one to watch. There are going to be exits for Fabio Vieira and Jakob Kivior as well, from what I've heard. I mentioned yesterday, it's currently looking like after the Gyökeres signing, Arsenal are being focused on outgoings. It's going to be interesting to see where Kivior and Fabio Vieira will end up. And I think Reece Nelson is just going to be a one-season dry loan. That's it to Fulham. Zinchenko currently being linked to Napoli and Fenerbahce. Trossard was linked to Galatasaray, but no official bid has been submitted by Galatasaray. And we know earlier on in the window, Fenerbahce wanted Leandro Trossard, but they didn't meet Arsenal's evaluation that they had for the player. So Miguel Delaney today did, hi BX, how are you doing? Hope you're well. Everybody's saying the same thing, that it's about game time. I disagree with that, because I do think that Eze would start ahead of Martinelli. But if you're saying it's for the midfield, then I can understand your position. This is from Miguel Delaney today. Arsenal are open for approaches to Gabriel Martinelli, Leandro Trossard, Jakob Kivior, Alexander Zinchenko, and Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson is already out the door, I would say, and it's just going to be another dry loan to Fulham. The player preferably and specifically said he didn't want a loan with an obligation to buy or an option to buy. He just wanted a dry loan, which left Arsenal's hands tied in this situation. Instead of terminating his contract by mutual consent, well, we're doing a straight dry loan to our basically our B club in Fulham that have a lot of Arsenal players as things stand. I really hope, we'll do something for selling players, but that's something we really need to improve on, I would say. And, the other thing I also want to say is, I know a lot of people are going to say, why did we spend the money on Madueke and so much like that? But I also do think it's the self-sustaining model, and having too many players on high wages that don't want to leave or clubs can't afford. Zinchenko, he's on high wages at Arsenal. It's not going to be easy to offload an injured Gabriel Jesus. Trossard, we're looking for at least 20 to 30 million euros for him, I believe. And it's not easy to offload these players that are on high wages, or they don't want to leave, or clubs can't afford to pay their high wages unless they take a wage cut, which I doubt some of these players would do. So I just want to say, I feel a lot of the stick coming from Madueke is unwarranted. And, I'm not saying I wanted Madueke, but it's kind of upsetting that he's getting a lot of stick for something the board is responsible for and the club is responsible for, in who they wanted to sign. And I guess as it was not that much of a priority than what Arsenal fans and the ITKs and the journalists made it seem out to be. And I say including myself, because I really thought we would put a bid for Eze. I'll be lying to you if I said I wasn't disappointed if Eze ends up at our biggest rivals in Tottenham Hotspur. I told you guys yesterday I would be devastated, and I'm here doing an emergency stream because it's quite upsetting. We're letting such a creative spark potentially end up at our biggest rival in Tottenham. Hi, Chris. How are you doing? Are you still in Cyprus on holiday? Hopefully you're having a good time. I was going to message you yesterday for the football kit stuff. I was looking at getting a football kit, but I'll message you later or sometime, because I wasn't sure if you're still in Cyprus, and I hope you're having a good time down there. It looks amazing from what I saw on your Insta stories. I think Madueke looks good. Yeah, Madueke in the Emirates Cup against Athletic Bilbao, he had a good game. You got to give credit when and where it's due. He played well, and he played to his strengths. I did see glimpses of him, even trying to get some chances as well. Hi, Gary. How are you doing? Good afternoon to you, Gary. Today, this afternoon, as I told you guys yesterday, do join us on the Gooner channel. The Gooner will be doing a Arsenal-related show every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, or sometimes on Saturdays, but usually Sundays. It's a channel dedicated for Arsenal fans. It's very laid-back, chilled approach, and that's going to be this tonight around 5:30 Eastern time, 10:30 UK time. Hi, Rosie. How are you doing? Good to hear from you again. It's been a few days I didn't hear from you. I got a little bit worried, but I know everybody has stuff going on, and behind the scenes. Even me, tomorrow I'm finally gonna go see Weapons, so I'm looking forward to it. Please don't ruin it for me, Jose. I know you saw it, so I'm late to see it because it came out on Friday. But I'm gonna go tomorrow. I heard it was awesome, and I love horror movies, so it's that time of year, folks. All some good horror movies are coming out. Together is another good horror movie. We have to accept the realities of PSR as fans. Yes, anyway, I agree with you, but and you can say financial fair play doesn't really affect Man City and these teams, but for Arsenal, it's I think it's more that we have to, for the self-sustaining model that KSE does. I think the Cronkies would like to see some player sales at least. Even in the last window in January, we didn't really sign anyone. Well, in January, no one really does big signings unless you have a extreme injury or a crisis or whatever. But I do think that in January, the Cronkies said, show us that you can sell some players because they've given so much money and they have unlimited money. But it's more so the squad size. We have to take down our squad size. Right now, we are maxed out, and some of these players don't even want to be here or don't even, respectfully, I don't think they're good enough to be here. I think even if we don't get Eze, it's been a great window for us. Hi, Maliha. Thank you for your thoughts on the transfer window. I am going to do a prediction show, kind of talking about the transfers overall as well, Maliha. But I do think the main part of the prediction show, I'm going to do it on Thursday. It's going to be me reviewing my predictions from last season and how horrible my predictions were. I was way off, like way off, I think. It was bad. Like it was bad. But this season it's going to be interesting. Not the top 6 and not the top 6 Champions League teams or the top 5 Champions League teams. It's going to be the bottom relegation fodder that's going to be interesting this season. And I do think that Brentford are coming into the mix of the relegation fodder teams this season just because of the whole situation going on with them getting rid of their star players. They have a new manager, and I don't think Brentford has gelled in yet into a team that can survive the Premier League. So I do think Brentford is one to watch. Hi, Moss, big up to you. I just wanted to do a quick stream to talk about the Eberechi Eze news, share my thoughts on the Eze situation. Oh, wow. So Tottenham are playing in this today. And I think tomorrow's a Super Cup against PSG. And Basuma has been left out of the Tottenham squad to face PSG. Thomas Frank sanctioned him because he was late several times. The latest time was just one too many, says Thomas Frank. So Yves Bissouma will not be playing in the Super Cup, Tottenham versus PSG. I don't know if I'm going to watch that game tomorrow. I'm not even going to be home. So I'll probably be out, but I'll check the score. I think it'll be a good game. And, we know how strong PSG are. More so, yeah, Moss, I gotta think about that because I can only do my watch list. I can't be on the stream or like in the chat. I'm gonna be out all day. I think from like 2 o'clock. I'm gonna be outside. Eastern time, that is. But anyway, this is a segment where I am going to talk about my FPL league. I've already made my team, a draft team, one of many draft teams for my regular FPL team. But those of you that do play FPL and you would like to join my league, I do have a prize league. It is over 1,800 members in it. This is renewed for the 4th season in a row. It's going to be interesting. It is very, very competitive. I am not going to say how well I've done or how poorly I've done, but let's just say you couldn't see me on the first page of my own league. But I know some of the players have done really well. I know Chris Nix, he was like top 3 in the entire league. So that was crazy, Chris. For most of last season, you were top 3 in my FPL league, which was crazy. Like I remember you even sent me it. You were like, "Oh, Melina, I'm top of your FPL league." I can never make it through a full season in FPL. Thanks, anyway. I relate with you 100%. If Abu is still watching this, he knows because I always rage quit and I always use the excuse that because we have a 5 hour time difference, I always use the excuse, guys, I forgot to change my team. I was on a flight to London. I couldn't change my team. And sometimes I've genuinely forgot, but yeah, it's good fun, but it can be really competitive, and I don't like when some people take it way too far and always try to shove it down your throat. So I hope I'm not doing that. Those of you who are genuinely interested in playing FPL, it is a prize league, but it is free to join. Big up Tyrell, thank you for having me on your channel yesterday. It was nice to talk all things Arsenal with you on your channel. Thanks, Ian. I hope to meet you this season at an Arsenal game, but I know it's not as easy to get tickets, and this season it's going to be even harder for me as I didn't renew my season ticket rental that I had. But will try my best to go to Arsenal versus Man City. It's a week after my birthday, and I hope to be there at home at the Emirates. It's gonna be awesome. So my FPL league is just right here. I think let me just make this picture bigger if it helps, but I will put it in the live chat, and I'll put it in the description if I remember to. So my if you follow me on Twitter, you can see this actual tweet. My league code is JMS5FN. Big up 305. Hope you're well. How you doing today? This is my FPL fantasy league code. There are currently about 1,800 members in the league. It's been renewed for the 4th season. So if you already joined last season or the seasons before that, as long as you didn't withdraw from it by choice, you would automatically be renewed. I renewed it at the start of this season when FPL launched again. The top 2 winners of my league will get a voucher of their choice, monetary voucher of their choice. Good luck, everyone. Enjoy the season. Make sure you have fun with it. And if you are playing mini leagues with your family, with your friends, with your neighbors, make sure you do your best to get those bragging rights, because that's what it's about. And we want to do well, and I want you all to do well. So, and if that means putting an alarm to remind you to change your FPL team, I like that commitment, Ian, because unlike you, I've made every excuse in the book. And then I think near the end, when there was a last international break, and I think there was a blank game week, and like a lot of teams didn't play, and I had no one to play. And at that point, I said, guys, it was nice knowing you. I'll see you all next season, I said. How you doing, 305? Hope you're having a good day so far. Chris says, I triple captain Haaland week 3 when he scored a hat trick. I ranked 3,000 place worldwide. Wow, number 1 in Cyprus at one point. Then I lost access to my account. Oh my goodness. Were you able to get your account back? I think you would have to do account recovery. I always forget my password to my FPL account. And it took me a while to get mine back too. No alcohol tonight. Yeah. I mean, Saturday, you had a lot to drink. You had a good time Saturday. We were watching Jays, Dodgers, Otani. Watch. As you get older, the hangover lasts longer. One of the reasons I haven't drank for years. No alcohol for 2 weeks. Yeah, 305. I think Mace might be on tonight. It'll be cool. So that's my FPL league. The league code is JMS5FN. I'm going to put it in the live chat if you do want to manually join. This is the league code. You will be added for the first game week that will start on Friday. So good luck, everyone. It is just for fun, but there is a prize. So, it's competitive, but it's fun competition if that exists. I know some people can be very competitive. I am very competitive, and I often rage quitted last season when things didn't work out with chips and whatnot. With that being said, folks, I think that's all I have for you today. Mainly the stream today was exactly the title of the video, Tottenham Hotspur hijacking Arsenal's move for Abriche Eze. But let me put this to you guys. Was it actually genuine interest from Arsenal, or did Arsenal decide to move on and focus on player sales to generate revenue for another player? And do you still believe that Arsenal will get at least another player in through the door before the transfer window shuts for the summer? Let me know in the comments down below. If you are watching the stream on replay, I really appreciate everyone for joining. I also do want to say recently I reached 11,400 subscribers. Thanks to each and every one of you. I know we didn't cue the intro. It was very, I just wanted to get to the point because this was a pressing issue since morning. People were spamming me, throwing their spanners, throwing their toys out the pram. And I just wanted to give my views, especially since I addressed that some rumors and paper talk related to the Eze situation, as well as Rodrigo heating up interest for Manchester City, with Pep Guardiola being very fond of the player. Hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, Ian. Hope you have a great day too. I am home already, but I do have some housework to do, so I'm going to chill for the rest of the evening. I wanted to do a quick stream to talk about the Eze situation and kind of unpack it with all of you guys, hear your thoughts. Let me know in the live chat or in the comments down below if you still think Arsenal will get another incoming signing this window. And if you think so, then what position do you think we will address? Assuming we make money from player sales with Kivior, Fabio Vieira, Leandro Trossard being sold, and maybe we could sell Gabriel Jesus. You never know. But let me know in the comments down below. Those of you, the Premier League 2025-26 season is not long to go now. 3 more days till the Premier League starts. It's going to be an awesome season, just like this transfer window has been heating up. I am looking forward to the banter, to the rivalry, and I'm looking forward to seeing us play again. I'm so glad the season's back. Sunday, I might cancel my watch along and do a vlog instead from the Arsenal Canada Gooners pub, local to me. I might be going to the one local to me or the one downtown. I'm still planning it out, but I will be doing a vlog and a match reaction. So that might take place over my watch along for the Man United game for the opening weekend of the Premier League. We are playing at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is about 4:30 UK time. Of course, it's at Old Trafford. My mom and my sister support Manchester United, so this game is definitely personal to me, and it always has been. Against Manchester United, I really want us to do well and start the season off strong. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Mr. Tom, sponsored by Jayden Bogle, injured Jayden Bogle, but we hope he comes back stronger. Hopefully he doesn't score or play against Arsenal. I'd be upset if he scored against us. We'll see you at the Emirates in game week 2, Arsenal versus Leeds at the Emirates, and then later on in the season at Ellen Road, which is going to be incredible. You Leeds fans are awesome and crazy. Hi, John. Thank you for joining. I'm just about to wrap up the stream. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you're watching this on replay, let me know your thoughts on the Arsenal transfer window so far, and if you think Arsenal will make any further incoming signings. What do you think of the Reece Nelson situation, with the player only preferring solely a dry loan move? Do you think he's holding back his career, especially considering the fact that Emil Smith-Rowe, Eddie Nketiah, who also were in the academy with him, have already moved on and progressed in their career, so to speak? That's definitely a topic for discussion. With that being said, folks, that's all for me today. Thank you for all your time. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your evening or afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you to every single one of you who tuned in. And also, massive thank you for 11,400 subscribers. We are currently on the road to 12,000 subscribers. But thank you for tuning in and for giving me your undivided attention. Adios, everyone, and we'll be back here Thursday for my season 2025-26 Premier League predictions. Hopefully, I'll get a panel sorted for that as well. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye, everybody. Thank you for your support. Thank you for joining. And thanks to all my moderators, everybody for tuning in. Adios.